So my local theater started doing these things called Mystery Movie Mondays. For only $5, you get to see a super secret upcoming movie no one has seen, and it is awesome. I found my seat, took out my illegal snacks, only to be treated with the title, Boy Kills World. So, as the title of this video suggests, I'm going to be breaking down the story, explaining the ending, make sense of any teased sequels or spinoffs, along with my reaction and review of this chaotic, video gamey, bloody revenge trip that sees Pennywise gun-punching Temu's Captain Crunch. Like, subscribe, and enjoy.
You have reached your final destination.
So before throwing a single roundhouse kick and nut punch, Boy Kills World establishes everything up front. It's a near-future dystopian civilization run by a totalitarian dictatorship. Less mustaches and more of a Bravo dysfunctional reality show family angle, as we're introduced to the Vander Koys, specifically Hilda, the head honcho of the human suffering. Honestly, Vanderpump Rules plus murder had to have been the pitch for this movie. Anyway, to keep the miscreants in order, Hilda has created The Calling, a Running Man-esque sacrificial live television event for her enemies, sponsored by children's cereal companies, something that is probably closer than we all want to believe. Enter Player One, who we only know as the Boy. Through quick clips of a flashback montage, it's established that the boy and his sister, best friends, fun little pals, once lived under the rule of the Vander Koys, but their parents, specifically mother, quote, defiled their rule, therefore resulting in the boy's family being... Bang, bang, you're dead! Only he survived, but was left deaf and mute. Tossed into the jungles where someone's mom was probably researching spiders right before she died, only to slowly die or fend for himself. Lucky for him, it's an old Mr. Miyagi and Daniel's son situation, as the boy is trained and molded into a one-man killing machine by a mysterious local shaman with the belief that the Vander Koys bring nothing but death and destruction, and the boy is his and the city's only hope to bring them down. Oh, and by the way, his inner monologue is Harry John Benjamin's voice, so basically Bob from Bob's Burgers is here to spew plot exposition. It's an all-out revenge trip as the boy seeks to avenge his family, more specifically his sister, whom the pair had big dreams of escaping this awful place, getting some cash flow, and riding off into the sunset. Obviously, too little too late, but his imaginary friend memory version of her and this final promise fuels him, teaming up with Benny and Basho, two rebels fighting for the same cause, as they stumble through waves of chaotically weird video game-like henchmen, mid-2000s hardcore parkour sequences, Pineapple Pal cereal mascots, a trusted bodyguard named June 27, finishing with the prominent members of the Vander Koys posse, including Hilda herself. Wait a minute, Hilda? Hitler? That's not a coincidence, right? After dozens of action sequences, including one involving a cheese grater, the boy is exhausted and not doing Gouda. He's obviously been cheddar as he takes a moment to breathe.
Move this man!
Riding an elevator down to one of Hilda's pre-planned traps where his untimely death awaits, but rather the entire thing devolves into an episode of Jerry Springer. Because upon showing Hilda the drawing of his childhood plan to escape with his sister that he's kept on his person, Hilda reveals the boy's parents didn't die at the hands of Hilda, but rather she is his mother. And not only this, but June 27, the very assassin / bodyguard that has been trying to kill the boy is his sister.
What a twist!
Okay, let's pause, because what the frosty puffs is happening? Well, we find out that the memories of the boy remembering his family being executed, well, they aren't his, but rather the shaman's family, and the boy and Hilda had been the ones to pull the trigger on his family. The boy sensed that this was wrong. A minor hiccup resulted in the shaman escaping and then the boy running off into the nearby jungle. Here, the shaman met up with the young boy, beating him until he forgot who he was and what he did to the shaman's family, then exposing the boy to years and years of an Aaron Rodgers ayahuasca psychedelic trip to fragment his mind, making the boy believe that Hilda had killed the boy's family. Therefore, she became his one and only goal and target of revenge. Persuasion, folks. Persuasion is a heck of a powerful, well, that in years and years of hella strong drugs. As this happens, June 27 is hesitant about the boy actually being her brother, until he uses the same 5-finger flip-off to their mother that June would do when they were children. That's definitely all the proof June needed as she plunges one of her axes into Hilda's face, with Hilda axed from the movie. Both June and the boy are free of her tyrannical rule once and for all. But the shaman's hunger for revenge is still in the appetizer stage. The three then square off in a flurry of fisticuffs, blood spewing left and right, maybe an illegal ear bite or two, ending with the boy seeing a vision of his younger self, learning, no, I wasn't built solely for destruction. This one and only task. I'm much more than that. I have a sister again. I can exist in this liminal space between both worlds. And this nice nostalgic reminder is the fuel he needs to lay the smackdown on the shaman.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
The boy regroups with June 27 as they head out of the Vander Koy's bunker facility and finally follow their childhood dreams of escaping, becoming rich, and living a life of rest, relaxation, freedom, and about 15 other words some 26-year-old white woman has plastered on her New York City studio wall. The first bit of credits show animated versions of these two getting on a motorbike, akin to that of Akira, which shares similar themes of boy kills world like power leading to corruption. Things end with the pair playing the same Super Dragon Punch Force 3 arcade machine that they grew up with, and the announcer stating, "Player 2 has entered the fight," hinting at the two teaming up for a co-op adventure. Now, unfortunately, my screening didn't have any post-credit scene, even though I did eventually read online while writing this that there was a quick stinger with the boy and June 27 eating cereal at the kitchen table. I'm sorry, I didn't see this. Nothing too crazy. It sounds like it's just a little fun end cap. If anything, it reminds me of the Avengers all eating shawarma scene from 2012's Avengers. Even though no sequel for Boy Kills World has been announced, there is movement on two other projects actually connected to this movie. A Super Dragon Punch Force 3 video game that releases day and date with the movie, so it is available now. Kind of looks like a Street Fighter fighting game. There's a 1-minute teaser out there, so check that out if it tickles your fancy. The other project is actually an animated series based on the video game that comes from the movie. I know, it's a lot to unpack, with Mario Carvajal and Judd Fitzjohn co-writing the series that is, quote, "The show, which is set to dive into the universe of the game, will follow a highly skilled yet dysfunctional team of misfits as they fight to defend their world from sentient robots, an ancient network of cultists, and other intergalactic threats." So keep an eye out for these projects that'll continue the Boy Kills World mythos. In my opinion, a standard fighting game, it was a choice when it could have been more of a Bro Force-like game, pure destruction with a more cartoony, almost Scott Pilgrim animation from the actual arcade game from the actual movie. Overall, I really got a kick out of Boy Kills World. It makes sense that they are making a video game out of this movie because it's the most video gamey movie I've watched in a while. Everything is set up from the inner monologue, revenge mission, overly stereotypical henchmen and bosses. I Loved this setup, combined with the gruesome action sequences that are a wonderful, chaotic mix of really over-the-top, kick-ass looking fight choreo, while the less impressive sequences fall into the category of quick cutting. I really don't know who is hitting who at this point. There's no denying the movie has style. It's very cheeky with its character setup, execution, and payoffs. The story is a bit underwhelming when it's the family drama of twist after twist after twist, but Boy Kills World shines brightest. Skarsgård's, man, that's hard to say, boy character to be in, specifically when he can't understand a damn thing Benny is saying because he can't read his lips. Therefore, it's these almost drug-infused hallucinations of Skarsgård hilariously misinterpreting everything. I'll give Boy Kills World a 6 out of 10. As a casual movie fan, it's nothing but non-stop action mayhem. Like, this is no doubt an under-the-radar fun popcorn flick. But I did have some bugaboos with the pacing of certain sequences. For example, the culling is made out to be a massive event in this world, and it's really only featured for like 10 to 15-ish minutes. I know you can't judge a film on what you wanted from it, but I think that they missed a huge opportunity not leaning into the absurdist nature of a television murder show sponsored by children's cereal mascots. And I know, I said I loved Harry John Benjamin's voiceover, and I do, but something is missing. The comedic elements aren't as strong, making it, yes, a fun addition. That fun fact, they actually added in after festival screenings. They switched out the voices, but I could tell that his dialogue wasn't fully playing into his strengths. Like, the use of his voiceover is serviceable when it could have been, honestly, it could have been amazing. But that's everything for Boy Kills World, a comedically dry, action-packed, weird, chaotic mixture of a lot of different things. I'm kind of surprised by how little the film's been marketed, because like there's zero push for this movie aside from the word of mouth from the super secret movie showings. But what did you think of Boy Kills World? Did you like it? Could it have been better? Not your thing? Drop everything in the comments below, my friends. And the usual rundown, like, subscribe, no, seriously, because it really helps the channel, it really helps me for all of my hard work and so forth. So follow me here, follow me on all of my other platforms. Who knows if the TikTok is gonna get nuked or not, so please and thank you. I'm out of here, I'm gonna go have a nice bowl of cereal. CT Crunch for the win, baby!